Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your Commander Mechanic. Rules were made to be broken, and that's the kind of sentiment behind what's referred to as Rule 0 in Commander. It's the unwritten rule to the format that basically says, as long as everyone consents, do whatever you want in Commander. This is used to house banned cards, play officially banned cards, bend and or break established rules entirely, like using hybrid color cards in decks that don't match all the color requirements, or play silver bordered cards, or even use usually not allowed commanders. This is an important foundation of the format because it's built around having fun with friends. And if everyone is cool with it, what's the harm? Craft your own experience. I've said it before, but Commander is a coding language, not a program. Use it to create the experience you want, rather than treating it like a rigid doctrine. Previously, I've wanted to build some Rule 0 decks, but was very hesitant to because of how people might react. So with the recent Command Fest Richmond, I decided to experiment and take a Rule 0 deck with me. I brought a Perry the Pulverizer deck with a Rule 0 replacement commander of Luxior Jada's Gift. Yes, it is as cool as it sounds, and we'll take a look at the deck in a moment, but the reaction from unfamiliar pods and familiar groups alike was unanimous. Everyone wanted to see cool stuff happen. Not a single player had an issue with me playing this deck, and that was a 3-color deck with a colorless artifact as my commander. And honestly, I've never had as much fun playing either. At one point, I put a Luxior on an animated Dark Depths and attacked for 16 damage. Who needs a Merit Lage when you can attack with the Dark Depths itself? I had someone cast Berserk on a 14-power Nissa Steward of Elements as removal, but with the Ozolith out, I was able to move the loyalty counters onto a non-planeswalker creature later. I turned my own Ominous Seas into an artifact with Liquimetal Torque, then animated the artifact with a Black Staff of Waterdeep, equipped Luxior, and went to town while having 16 Omen counters on it. That's better than making 2 8/8 Krakens. Not a single game went by where people weren't laughing at weird things happening, or doing fun stuff and interacting in ways they have never seen before. If you want to see the deck I played, check out the link in the description below, and be sure to follow my Moxfield profile. My sponsor, Moxfield, is the best deck building platform in the world, and are constantly updating to add new tools for everyone. Playtest, sort, and price decks, and now download high-quality images of your cards with the click of a single button. They are hands down the best, and make what I do possible every week. This deck was born from my upgrade of the Bedecked Brokers Precon, linked up top, where I wanted to see what kind of weird counters we can make for Perry to see with his big pump trigger. But while brewing, things got a little weirder. I started looking at how we could move around strange counters with the new Resourceful Defense enchantment. For the first time, this lets you put counters on permanents that could never have those kinds of counters before, and that in itself was super cool. Loyalty counters on artifacts, +1/+1 counters on enchantments, ice counters on creatures. You name it, it's possible. And that's when I got really interested in Luxior. Being able to turn permanents into creatures and keep them creatures? Amazing. Turn a land into a creature until end of turn, slap a Luxior on it, and it stays a creature as long as Luxior's on it. Turn an artifact into a creature until end of turn? As long as Luxior's on it, it will always be a creature. I managed to take out players with an animated Agent's Toolkit, a flying, Death Touch shielded 5/5 that only grew bigger as I moved counters to it and proliferated. I managed to cast my preview card, Exotic Pets, and had one of the fish come in with the following counters: Flying, Charge, Ice, Omen, +1/+1 Eyeball, and Loyalty. Most of those may seem useless, but you put a Luxior on that unblockable 1/1, and it's suddenly an 8/8, and that's a nasty clock. Honestly, some of the most fun you can have isn't in the powerful stuff or in winning the game. Despite all these tales, I didn't win a single game with the deck all weekend, but instead I created stories. Listening to people talk to others about the wacky games we played together is what brings me joy, and this deck, it is pure joy. Be sure to try out a Rule Zero night with your playgroup sometime in the future. Try silver bordered cards, or planeswalkers as commanders, or a spell in the command zone, and see what kind of weird things you can do. It is a great way to shake things up and breathe some fun into the format. And if you want to talk about these decks, I've got a new Discord server that I just launched. Check out the link in the description. It's open for everyone to join. The workshop is dedicated to deck building help and advice from myself and others, and even playtesting with like-minded players that want to join some webcam games. I'm in there all the time, and I provide my own feedback too. Everyone has access to the channels, but patrons get some bonus channels and direct access to me. So be sure to check out my Patreon for more details. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Rule Zero decks. Have you tried them? Is there something you've always wanted to brew? Tell me, because I would love to talk about it. As always, folks, good luck and have fun.